Okay, today we are continuing our employability skills PowerPoint. Today is slides 23 through 40. I want to remind you this is from the ICEV employability skills slide deck. To give credit to them, I have made some alterations. So we're starting with academic preparation. It is required for professional advancement. Some jobs require a college degree, some do not. There may be other things at your job. Maybe it's a professional development they would want you to take, or some training. It consists of the desire and ability for lifelong learning. We should all be lifelong learners. As soon as you think that you're done when you get out of high school learning, you are not. You are just beginning. Academic preparation may require the following certifications. So like we talked about certification tests on Friday. Licensure, even a real estate agent has to be licensed by the state. If you are in cosmetology and you want to be a hairdresser, you would have to take the state license exam to be a licensed practitioner for just to cut hair. And the reason for that is people give, they do hair color, and you need to know what's going to happen if they have an allergic reaction. You're dealing with people's skin, so you have to have a license for that. Excuse me. Registration, you may have to register for certain things, for certain classes to continue your education. There may be a continuing education class that you take at a community college, or they may want you to go back to school and get your master's degree, an MBA, Master's of Business Administration, and for so that you can advance. Okay, academic preparation skills can be implemented through obtaining necessary or the beneficial licensures or certifications, preparing for a career by learning job-related skills. You may have some on-the-job training as well. I'll give an example. My husband works for a large paint company, and their employees do computerized training all the time for different things. So there's constant learning that you would be doing. Part of that academic preparation is joining professional organizations, collaborating with other professionals in a field to better understand what skills are required. For instance, for me with Family Consumer Science, I am a member of FCSTAT, Family Consumer Science Teachers Across Texas, or Association of Texas, and I go to a conference every year. This year it was virtual, but there was still a lot of good professional development involved. Okay, so I just talked about this. It can be implemented through continuing education classes or tutorials. They may have you take some classes online, how to do certain things. Just this past week, I was looking up how to do certain things on the computer that would help me with all the Google Meets, and how to make my screen more efficient. I found these little extensions that had like a little scissors, and that way I could split my screen up on the screen without having to move a whole bunch of things around. So that was a new thing. I usually just put them up separate. Okay, so and this education that they want you to do, it applies to your career. Okay, let's move on. I think I said that. Okay, so academic preparation skills can be implemented through working on projects, creating and following a plan while keeping a time schedule, working in groups, collaborating with your team, Taking responsibility for a assigned part of it. Maybe you want to take the leadership role, and that will also teach you some things. So here's one of our little questions. So Natalie has joined a professional organization, receives a publication detailing new advancements in her field, and attends continuing education courses occasionally. Kirsten is the last to learn of changes related to her profession and company. Who is utilizing academic preparation skills? So answer that. We'll continue. Okay, so critical thinking. This is a part of employability skills. Being able to evaluate arguments and information quickly, solve problems creatively, and identify mistakes with efficiency. Critical thinking is developing more ideas and making fewer mistakes. Okay, so how can that be implemented? Through recognizing the questions which relate to goals, purpose, and need. Collaboration, knowing how to assess information and analyze it for validity and relevance with team members. Critical thinking skills can be implemented through breaking new ground, developing new innovative ideas, creating the final product, and then using a critical eye and willingness to look for flaws to make sure. You can't just say, oh, I'm done, I finished. You have to look at it and see, are there any flaws? Is there anything I need to change that I can do better? Are there any mistakes in it? Is it as smooth or as efficient or as pleasing to the eye as we want it to be? Maybe there's a lot of things that you're needing to check off your checklist. Okay, so critical thinking skills can be implemented through looking at the conflict objectively. Step back and away from conflict and look at the facts. Recognize assumptions and alternative viewpoints. Focus on the problem and not people. Separate a problem from people and moderate the resolution process. So I told you in the first week that we're going to do some group work and collaboration. When you're in your job, there are going to be people that you work with that you don't necessarily like, and there's going to be people that that do not like you. But you have to be able to take a step back away from the conflict and look at, how can I do this better? How can I work on this particular task at work without letting it get personal with people that you might not hang out with outside of work? You know, not everybody's going to be your friend. That is just the way things are. Sometimes you have to draw boundaries around things like that. Okay, so here's one of our little scenarios. Robert remains relevant and to the point. He seeks information as well as precision in information, and he is open-minded to new ideas. Monica does not take the entire situation into account. She uses the first thought which comes to her mind, and she searches for a short-term solution. So which of the two is using beneficial critical thinking skills? Write that on your Cornell notes. Okay, continuing. Okay, problem solving. It requires gathering reliable information, assessing the information for answers, and selecting a suitable solution based on your situation. So every job's going to have some problems. You're going to have to find out how to solve them. And this is problem-solving skills, especially helpful in management because things go quickly. You've got to go quick, and you need to be able to meet your customers' needs because guess what? They're going to move on to another company if they can't get what they need from you in a timely fashion. So you've got to be able to problem solve. Okay, so how can problem-solving skills be implemented? So develop a process, making decisions by creating a step-by-step process which allows the employee to work through problems in a systemic way or systematic way. Anticipating the problems. So if you're planning, you have to think it through. You know, this could happen, or this could happen, or this could happen. So anticipate things and go ahead and fix them before they become a major problem. Problem-solving skills can be implemented through brainstorming. Your team thinking up as many solutions and ideas as possible. Trial and error. Try out everything every possible solution. Rule out those that don't work. Oh, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. Move on. That way you're not wasting your time on it. Experience. Use solutions which have worked in the past. Maybe this particular item, maybe the company has done it 10 years ago, and maybe it didn't work back then either. So look for something that will work, so it'll be positive. So here's one of our scenarios again. Olivia panics, and this is a problem-solving example. Olivia panics and gives up when presented with a problem. Grace takes initiative and implements a plan to solve a problem and brings about a positive result. Rick writes down the problem, but only looks to see who caused the problem so he can use it later. So who's the better problem solver? And go ahead and answer this. Who's the better employees? Okay, so teamwork. It's working effectively and efficiently with others. It allows tasks to be completed quickly and accurately, allowing a company to take on more and generate more revenue. If you have a team, you can tackle more than one person. Teamwork can lead to positive working relationships, improved working environment, and a decrease in stress both at home and in the workplace. And if you become like family, you can work even better together, even though you're not family in the biological sense. You weren't born in the same family. Okay, so teamwork skills. They can be implemented through collaboration, knowing how to assess information and analyze it to see if it's right, to see if it's valid, and relevance with team members. Conflict resolution. Setting aside your personal emotions and finding an answer which benefits each position, allowing for something fair which benefits the company as a whole. Sometimes there's going to be things that happen that benefits the company that you're not going to like. But you're just going to have to say, okay, yeah, I know it's company policy. This is the way we do it. And you just have to get past it or, find another job at another company. Teamwork skills can be implemented through reliability, understanding your role and responsibility within the group, and make an effort to implement those things successfully. Differing points of view, bringing together different points of view helps create solutions to an issue. So teamwork. Let's talk about the football team. You cannot, only the running back cannot win the whole game by himself. You need the offensive line, you need the quarterback, you need receivers, you need on that side, and then when you're on defense, you need defense, or else the other team will just run up the score and you will lose. You need everybody helping out to win the game, and it's the same in a company. All right, teamwork example. Kayla is an effective team member by clearly explaining her ideas to the group and listening carefully to the ideas of others. Mark sits back in a group. He lets others make the decision. He does not speak up if he has an opinion. So which of the two is demonstrating positive teamwork? That's all for today. Please submit your Cornell notes for slides 23 through 40 as your daily grade. Thanks.